Sydney Colson, Ari McDonald out for the season, bro. This is not good, guys, at all.
Disaster. Absolute disaster for the Indiana Fever.
And now, it's breaking news that 2 point guards, for the Indiana Fever, both of these young women, both of these ladies, will no longer be able to participate in this current season.
We lost 2 very, very competent players, including the starting point guard that was filling in for the other starting point guard.
Fever front office has released an injury update for the team moving forward.
Sydney Colson, left ACL tear, and Ari McDonald, broken bone in right.
The Indiana Fever have been dealt a devastating setback as 2 of their key players are officially out for the rest of the season. This unexpected loss has left the roster dangerously thin, putting the team in a precarious position. With the point guard spot completely wiped out, the pressure is now squarely on the shoulders of one player, Caitlin Clark. As the team's most valuable asset and a proven leader on the court, she will be expected to step up and carry the load, both in scoring and playmaking. The weight of the season now rests on her ability to keep the Fever competitive despite the odds. Fans and analysts alike are watching closely, knowing that this moment could define her career. If you stand behind Caitlin Clark and believe she can lead the Fever through this challenging time, comment 100% to show your support.
Well, this is the kind of updates I never want to have to give. And this is a bad one, and it affects the same position.
The Indiana Fever season just took a gut punch that no fan or player could have seen coming. In a devastating turn of events, 2 key players have been ruled out for the remainder of the season, leaving the team's roster dangerously thin. This blow hits especially hard as the Fever were fighting to stay competitive and push for a strong finish. With the point guard position completely wiped out, all eyes now turn to Caitlin Clark, the team's brightest star and unquestionable leader. Her talent, vision, and resilience will be put to the ultimate test as she shoulders the responsibility of keeping the Fever's playoff hopes alive. The pressure is immense, but so is her ability to rise to the occasion. Fans know this is a defining moment, and Caitlin's performance could determine the fate of the entire season. Now more than ever, the Fever need her to shine.
Colson sustained an anterior cruciate ligament ACL tear Sydney to her ACL in her left knee during the first quarter of the game.
In a single night, what should have been just another step in the Indiana Fever's playoff chase turned into a nightmare. Disaster struck twice, and it hit the worst possible position on the court. 2 crucial players went down, both ruled out for the rest of the season, leaving the roster dangerously thin and the team scrambling for answers. The blow is even more devastating considering the timing, right when the Fever were building momentum and pushing for a playoff spot. With the point guard position completely wiped out, the pressure now falls squarely on Caitlin Clark's shoulders. As the team's star and primary playmaker, she will have to carry more than just the scoring load. She will be the engine driving every possession. The road ahead is steep, but if Clark can rise to the challenge, she might just keep the Fever's season alive against all odds.
I think there's a chance that wraps her career. I mean, at that age, it's going to be very...
It all started in the first quarter when veteran guard Sydney Colson suddenly collapsed to the floor without any contact. The moment it happened, you could feel the tension in the arena. It didn't look good. Players huddled around, the crowd fell silent, and concern swept across the court. Moments like these are every athlete's nightmare. The later confirmation only made things worse, a torn ACL in her left knee. For a player of Colson's experience and leadership, this is a devastating blow, not just for her personally, but for the entire team. Losing her presence on and off the court will be felt immediately. Her ability to control the game, provide stability, and mentor younger players was invaluable. Now the Fever must adjust on the fly, knowing they'll be without one of their most trusted veterans for the remainder of the season, a loss that changes everything moving forward.
You pretty much have to be Sloot good, and Sloot's going to be playing for minimums if she wants to.
That's not just a season-ending injury. It could be career-defining. For Sydney Colson, now in her mid-30s, a torn ACL isn't simply a setback. It's a potential turning point that could determine whether she ever steps back on the court again. Recovery at this stage in her career will be tougher, slower, and mentally more challenging than it would have been in her younger years. Colson's leadership, experience, and steady hand have been cornerstones for the Indiana Fever, and losing her presence is a blow that goes far beyond the box score. Teammates will miss her guidance in high-pressure moments, her defensive grit, and her ability to keep the team composed. While fans hope to see her return, the reality is that this injury forces her and the organization to confront the possibility that this chapter of her playing career might be closing sooner than anyone expected. ACL rehab is an exhausting and unforgiving process, demanding months of intense physical therapy, discipline, and mental toughness. For Sydney Colson, already in her mid-30s, the road back becomes even steeper. The reality is that, at her age, the body doesn't bounce back as quickly, and every day of recovery feels longer and harder. That's why there's a very real and heartbreaking fear that this could be the last time fans see her in a WNBA uniform. Colson's presence has been far more than just her on-court performance. She's been a veteran leader, a locker room anchor, and a role model for younger players. Losing her would be a blow to both the Indiana Fever and the league as a whole. Whether this marks the end of her career or just another chapter in her remarkable journey remains to be seen, but the uncertainty weighs heavily on everyone who's watched her play. Sydney Colson has been far more than just another name on the Indiana Fever roster. She's been a true leader, a reliable backup who can be counted on in crucial moments, and a steadying voice in the locker room that younger players look to for guidance. Her presence goes beyond her stats. She's been the glue that holds parts of the team together, bridging the gap between rookies finding their place and veterans pushing for one more run. Losing her isn't simply a matter of filling a spot in the rotation. It's losing a cornerstone of the team's culture and chemistry. Without her, the Fever lose not just her experience on the court, but also the mentorship, encouragement, and stability she's brought off of it. Her absence leaves a void that no quick signing or roster shuffle can truly replace, making this loss as emotional as it is strategic. Ask ChatGPT. The night went from bad to worse in the fourth quarter when the Indiana Fever were dealt a second devastating blow. Aari McDonald, who had stepped up impressively and become one of the team's bright spots since Caitlin Clark's injury, suddenly limped off the court with the help of the trainer. The sight alone sent a wave of concern through the arena, but the official update later confirmed what everyone feared: a broken bone in her right foot. McDonald had been a spark plug, bringing energy, speed, and crucial scoring when the team needed it most. Losing her so soon after another major injury felt like a gut punch to both the roster and the fans. This injury not only sidelines her for the foreseeable future, but also leaves the Fever scrambling to find answers in an already fragile season. The timing could not have been worse.